Hey you guys, today I am here with Miss Emily Bennett of American Girl Historical Collection. So here's Miss Emily Bennett. She is straight from the box, new condition, I hope. I mean, it looks that way because she has her hairnet on, which is a good sign, and she's in her original box, which is amazing. My name's Emily, obviously, so let's get into this. I thought I would open the box in front of you all. So here we go. I haven't done this since I was like literally a little girl. Like open one of these boxes. Ooh. So here's her book, Brave Emily. I've always wanted to read this. I can't wait. Like I'm literally gonna read it in the next week or two even. So let's take that out. Brave Emily. It says, Emily Bennett, a young English girl, has come to stay with Molly's family to escape the bombing of London. Molly tries hard to make sweet, shy Emily feel at home, and Emily is grateful for Molly's friendship. Emily is delighted that she can help Molly with math, and pleased and proud when she impresses Molly. But it is not until Emily makes a big mistake and has to rely on Molly for help that Emily shows how truly brave she is, and both girls learn what friendship really means. I love that. I'll tell you why this doll means a lot to me for like a couple different reasons in a sec. So here she is. She's cute. She's adorable with her little dress. Her dress reminds me of Cath Kidston. If you guys know that brand, Cath Kidston. Like floral, super cute. Okay, let's see. See how I'm gonna do this. She's got rubber bands on her feet. We'll undo that. Here's her little headband. Super cute. It's like polka dot with a little white flower on the side like that. By the way, this doll is Molly's best friend, obviously, and they're from the 1940s during the bombing of London. I know it kind of like went over that in the book, but just to reiterate, that's the fashion we're looking at. And honestly, it's really cute. I feel like it holds up even in the 2000s. Like this is just as cute now as it would have been then. Okay, so she's got some ties. She's literally still tied in the box, guys. It's so nostalgic. Okay. There's that. She's got some of this around her neck. Let's get you out of the box. Her little tag. Care for your doll with straight hair. So these are just the little instructions that each box comes with to take care of the hair. It even says like straight hair. So it tells you how to care for her particular hair, which is really cool. So here she is, you guys. Let's take the hair netting off. Look at her beautiful red hair. Oops, a little tuft of hair. Oh no, actually it's not a tuft of hair. It's just tied into the hairnet to make it stay on. So here she is. Let's actually let me grab my brush. This is my doll restoration kit. It's just a little like plastic thing that I got on Amazon, plastic storage container. It's like almost completely full, so it's kind of like the plastic's kind of going up a little bit here at the top, but that's okay because it's still locking. So I have like all my stuff in here. Tape, fiber cloth, microfiber cloth, paintbrushes, things like that. Nellie just came as well, so stay tuned for a restoration video with Nellie. She did not come in her box though. That's why I said it was super nostalgic, because I haven't actually opened an American Girl box since I was like, maybe the last time I did I was 11. I'm 26 now. So anyway, yeah. So Nellie restoration video coming soon. But I just wanted to grab the American Girl hairbrush. Probably should get a bigger one because, you know, whatever. So I'll just use this one for now. So I'm going to brush through her hair just really, really softly, just to kind of give it that natural look instead of right out of the box. Let me put her up. Oh my God, you guys, her hair is so beautiful. I love her particular red hair. Nellie has a really beautiful shade of strawberry blonde as well, but Emily's is different, and I'll compare them in a video soon. But Emily's, they each have their own kind of red hair, which I think is really unique because not many American Girl dolls have red hair, and I love red hair. My mom actually has a little bit of red hair. My grandmother had red hair. I have a little bit of red hair in the light that you can't really see. It's more of like an auburn tint. My hair is obviously darker. Nothing like Emily's, but I love red hair. I used to dye my hair like another type of auburn red. Like I have a little bit of natural, but I used to dye it even more auburn red, like a chestnut red. It's just so beautiful, and it's so beautiful on the dolls. And she's English, so it's very fitting for her look. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. There she is. Put some in the front, some in the back, right? Or maybe just all in the back, all in the front. Here. She's gorgeous. There she is, Miss Emily, out of the box, looking as beautiful as ever when she came out, as beautiful as when she came out. So there she is up close. There's her little polka dot bow in the back. She's got her little Mary Janes with her red socks. So cute. What I love about Emily is not only does she obviously have my name, but this is a doll that I was always interested in because Molly was one of my first dolls. So I had 3 dolls as a kid. I had a Just Like You that my aunt got me. That was my very first American Girl doll when I wasn't even that like familiar with the brand yet. I was pretty young, and my aunt had gotten me this doll. So that was my first American Girl doll. And then my second was Molly, and Molly meant a lot to me. She was just so cute. I loved her preppy little sweater outfit with the Peter Pan collar and her patriotic story, and she was just, I adored her. I took her everywhere with me. She would sit at the table with me, you know, like girls who grew up with American Girl dolls, right? But I never had Emily, her best friend, and I always wanted her best friend because I loved how they were like an American-British duo. So that's really cool. Another reason why Miss Emily Bennett is special to me is because I actually used to live in London. I have family in the UK, and I went there as a kid. The first time I went there, I was 11. And then I went again when I was 16, and then 17, and then I went to school there. So I've spent a few summers of my life in England and Scotland. I studied in Scotland for 3 weeks. It was like an amazing 3 weeks. I've lived in London for 2 years. So I know London. I love London. It's probably my favorite city ever. My favorite major city, anyway. I would say my favorite like capital major city is London because it's just so beautiful, the architecture and the history. It's not easy to live in by any means, but you know, just the World War II history there in particular has always really interested me. Like about 2 years ago now, I was there with my boyfriend in London when I was still living there, And we went to the Churchill War Rooms Museum, which is an incredible museum. If you're ever in London, I highly recommend it. And it is what it sounds like. It's all the war rooms that Winston Churchill and the British military operated out of. Obviously, one of their many bases, but this was like a really main one that Churchill himself had an office in. And everything is as is. Like Margaret Thatcher opened it as a museum and said, leave everything as it is. So it is literally a slice out of World War II in London. And you walk through and you see everybody's papers are still there. The clock on the wall is at the same time it stopped at from back in the 40s. It's a powerful, intense experience. And so I always connected with that history in London. So I love that there's a doll that tells that story, because how England was losing that war and then America joined the war, I think Molly and Emily symbolize that relationship in a really beautiful way. And I love that these historical dolls, like the historical dolls are my favorite collection that American Girl does. Like I think their Girl of the Year dolls are cute. I like the Be Forever, well, Be Forever was historical. I meant Just Like You and then Truly Me. Like those collections are cute. They're really cute. Like they have cute pieces. I totally love the idea of customizing those dolls, making them your own. Love all of that. But my favorite collection is the historical collection, because I think it's so important to tell girls and women in general, but especially girls that play with these dolls, these historical stories, because you can put yourself in their shoes and understand what it's like to have been a girl living through all of these different times. What were they facing, you know? And I like how these stories aren't just like, it's both. It's like, what are they facing as girls in their normal lives? Like what's happening at school, what's happening with their friends. But it also talks about what's happening in the greater picture, the war going on, what these dolls, what these girls are doing to help the war effort, to help their family and their friends. Nanea's a doll I actually really want to. Speaking of like World War II and stuff, because I just like that history in general, that period of time. I would say like the 40s through the 70s is like a really big window of time that I find interesting. I mean, a lot of people do, because, you know, our grandparents and parents are from that era. But like, I really want Julie, for example. Melody is like really cute too. Her sets are really cute, but I really want Julie. 70s, you know, but anyway. As for World War II, I love that these dolls tell that story. I think it's a really important story. Emily actually kind of reminds me, and like let me know if you know what I'm referencing, but did you guys ever see that movie Peter Pan Return to Neverland? It was the sequel. It was like a straight-to-DVD Disney sequel for Peter Pan, and it's set during World War II in London. And the main character is Wendy's daughter. What is her name? Jane. Oh my God. And the opening scenes of that movie made me cry, because it's literally, it shows, it's exactly what Emily's perspective would have been. It's her as a little girl living in London, and her father is away at war, and the bombs are falling, and she's like running through the rubble with her dog. And that's what I imagine Emily Bennett to have lived through. And there were girls like Emily Bennett, guys. Like these girls to me symbolize people who were probably real, people who lived these lives, and who grew up and told those tales to their girls and their girls as girls. And now it's captured in a doll. So it's really important, and it's really, really cool and unique. And that's why I like collecting American Girl. I mean, I love dolls in general, but I think the historical collection is really unique. Like all of the details, I really want to collect some of Emily's stuff. I really want her accessory kit that has the Queen Elizabeth and Princess Margaret little booklet thing. Love that. Also, you guys, I was in England when Queen Elizabeth II died. I had just gotten back. I literally had just been back in England barely a week when she passed, because I was there to move into my flat to start my master's degree program. That was the second year that I lived there out of the 2 years that I was in London. So I came back, and then she passed away a few days later. And I was in the middle of all of that, you guys. Like all of the ceremonies, the cannons going off in Hyde Park. Funnily enough, my mom and I actually saw the Queen's coffin, and we weren't even trying to. Like we didn't line up for it. Not that I wouldn't have wanted to see it, because I really respect the Queen and I love her life story, and she always was a figure of inspiration to me, as was Princess Margaret. I just love their story as women. But we had come out of a restaurant on Park Lane in London. If you guys know Park Lane, it's just like a central street in London. And we come out of this restaurant, and all of a sudden, all these people are gathered with their cell phones up like this. And my mom and I look at each other like, no way. Because people had come from all over the world to see this coffin, and we were not even trying to see it, and we were about to see it. And sure enough, a couple seconds later, the coffin in a beautiful Jaguar comes down Park Lane and just goes right past us. And it was just such a surreal moment. And it gave me chills because the Queen has always been a figure of inspiration to me. She was a woman I always looked up to. I think her strength, her poise, her elegance, her ability to be so diplomatic with all kinds of people throughout her entire life, the fact that she started that role when she was 25, all of the above. So the fact that Emily Bennett likes the Queen and Princess Margaret, and those are the girls that they were princesses when she was, a girl, when Emily was a girl, and when she would have been talking about them with Molly, they were princesses. But, they were princesses with a big, crazy life ahead of them, and they didn't even know that was going to happen to them because their uncle succeeded the throne, or not succeeded, he abdicated the throne. So it put Queen Elizabeth in line to be queen when originally she was just a princess. So all of this would have been on Emily's mind throughout her life. And so I want to collect her accessories, and I relate to her, and her name is Emily, and she's English, and I love England, and I love English culture. Yeah, I'm so happy with her, you guys. I love her beautiful blue eyes. I just love this combination with her red hair. It's so gorgeous. I have to get her other outfits and accessories. Isn't that always the case when you fall in love with a doll and you're like, I have to get everything they own? But yeah, you guys, so that's my Emily Bennett unboxing. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for a Nelly restoration video. I also have Miss Felicity on the way for a restoration. I will be reselling Felicity as well. So stay tuned, you guys. I'm going to be doing some really cool videos soon. And I'm new at doll restoration too, so this is a learning process for me. Oh, also, before we go, let's just put her her headband on. I can't believe we haven't put her headband on. Let's cut the tag. Miss Emily. Okay, let's see. There we go. There's the classic Emily look with her headband. I want to see if I can get some custom 1940s outfits for her as well. I want to see if I can dress her up in different ways. So yeah.